welcome back, Transformer TCG fans. Let's quickly go over one battle card and maybe one character. I don't have a lot of time. What we're looking at is a Blue Pips action card, or blue and black, as long as you're playing specialists. The specialists can get the Pierce off of Cyberlink. It's an image from Beast Wars when Black Arachnia was fighting Tarantulas to get rid of the Cyberlink. And I've had this image for quite a while. Really was trying to figure out a way we could incorporate this into the game, which is kind of what I do. So let's kind of look at it real quick. When your chosen character is attacking an enemy character with at least 2 identical traits. So you might want to be in alt mode, where normally our alt modes have more traits. You might be the first, it might be after an untap phase or something like that. Or you could be simply aerial bots versus aerial bots or something similar to that effect. Or car and melee, if you get my drift. Or leader and ranged. So there's different ways of doing that. So they both have to have 2 identical traits, and then you're going to be able to do something really good here. So this is somewhat similar to Turkey, but not really. When your chosen character is attacking an enemy character with at least 2 identical traits, you may scrap an upgrade from your attacker and do 1 damage to the defender, and your attacker gets bold 1. I might need to reword this a little bit, but you may scrap an upgrade from your attacker, and instead of maybe I should say with the have the arrow here or something to that effect, to where you have to do this in order for these other 2 things to trigger and fall into place, which is what I mean here. So let's just go ahead and do that. You may scrap an upgrade from your attacker. And let's change the "and" to the arrow. I'll learn more about this as I talk through it more than anything, really. So you may scrap an upgrade from your attacker. The second arrow. Do 1 damage to the defender, and your attacker gets bold 1. So it's really, it doesn't seem like a whole, this is very big, but it's lots of little things that are happening in succession here. So in order to do 1 damage to your attacker and to give your character bold 1, you're gonna be, scrapping an enemy character that you're attacking. So it does have to be your defender. So you call your defender. Well, you play Cyberlink, you call your defender, and then if everything in here lines up, I don't know if these things are really helping me with the microphone or not, then this is going to help you to get 1 damage on them and give your attacker bold 1. And I think that seemed like a pretty neat trade-off with Cyberlink. Let me know what y'all think about that. Black and blue pip color. Of course, only your specialists can get the Pierce off this. Now, I have very little time, so let's look at one character. Let's make this quick and look at Outback, the new Outback that I will admit, I was looking at some other characters that are cars or trucks that are low in star cost, looking at some bumblebees and some truck characters, and I labeled Outback a truck, even though he's an SUV, and I did that because we have an official character. Is it Trailbreaker? And maybe somebody else, that it was like Wizards didn't know what to pick, so they called it a truck and not a car. And that's kind of what I'm doing here. And yeah, this is my artwork for what it's worth, of Outback in his alt mode, and he's Riff Raff and he's a soldier. Now I tried coming up with Originally, I had this much simpler. It was just, you know, flip him to alt mode and give your other trucks Pierce 2 or something like that. And I thought, and then when he was in bot mode, he was going to give tough 1 to your other trucks. So doing some similar simple wizard's abilities for a new little Outback that you could play with the official Outback. And these are the official Outbacks, identical star count, identical stats. He's just a different form. 3 to attack, 10 health, 2 defense. He's a truck and melee. When you flip to this mode, you may play a green battle card. So if you happen to have, if you're able to keep him alive for longer than maybe by your second or third turn or something with this character, and you have enough attack drones or extra paddings or something along those lines, once you play one, you can play the others. And then you can play for turn. Okay? So it's in a... And with that, it has to be a green pip card, though. Not like Jetfire, who I was playing around and testing with some other scenarios. Because when you flip Jetfire over to his alt mode, I believe, I mean, you can get a armor or utility and boom, just put it on him. I mean, wow, an extra upgrade for turn. I mean, it's really nice for a 10-star character. So you're not exactly doing this per se. You can just play another green battle card. So that can be an extra action. That can be an extra upgrade. So even if you have something as cheap as, say, the Sonic, oh gosh, the upgrade when you play it, when you play it and you play another green pip card, it gets +1 or 2 extra for attack. You know, I forgot the name of it. I was playing around with it too. I just can't remember the name of it. So there's, you know, kind of playing around with that idea. And then there's that other character card that I made recently where if you do play at least 2, your opponent does play at least 2 actions, something can happen. We have an official card that does even something similar to that as well. So things to think about, things that can kind of have a domino effect. So let's flip him over to bot mode, which looks kind of funny because when I drew this car, when I drew the Subaru Outback, I had Outback, I had the drawing, I had a picture of the real car, and then I had the picture of the G1 Outback from the Marvel Universe stuff. And so I realized that as I was coloring him in bot mode, or even alt mode, that I was using the colors off the actual Subaru Outback that I had taken a picture of. And I realized this ain't his colors. And so when he was in bot mode, I thought, well, let me try to fix this and use his color, his G1 colors for his bot mode to make it look like his new Earth mode is sort of covering up his original colors. So that's why he looks a little funny here. And what those yellow circles are on the top, I don't know. Weapon port, I don't know. But he still looks like he should transform into a Subaru Outback. So that's where I was going with this kind of look and these colors. So kind of jarring a little bit. He's just like he was melee in alt mode, he's melee in bot mode. Same stats as the Wizards Wave 5 Outback, attack of 4, defense of 1. He does have tough 1 in this mode. Now, as I was reading up on his, I gotta quit, reading up on his original bio by Bob Budiansky. So I gave him something simple. He has tough one. Okay. And then I put, this gets Pierce for each truck in your KO. So in his bio, he was more of a loner. He has a 4-wheel drive. He can go anywhere. He doesn't like being on the main roads, etc., because of his Australian sort of nature that they kind of poured into this character originally. And so I thought, well, let's do a little Bumblebee trick on here and add one more thing. When this is your only character on the battlefield, he has Pierce 3. With a health of 10, he probably will not be your last character on the battlefield. I did make him a common for what it is. I haven't really changed that. I think it defaults to common. I might change it to something different. Yes, let's just change him to, due to the nature of getting Pierce off trucks in your KO, which means flipping in the KO. And if he's the only character in the battlefield, you can amass a good bit of a nice Pierce there. Even if he's like, even if it's the last attack of the game. And that's sort of where I was going with this, to make him stronger if he is the last character in the game. Especially if you're using like a lot of those 5-6 star patrol characters and all those little trucks, and they all get you try to get them KO'd first, and have Outback, stay in there for the most part, for him to be kind of in last, if you can try to get that worked out. He could have some really nice Pierce. Just make sure all your little characters in the KO are actually flipped to their truck mode. Get some fusion bore or something nice on Outback here. Maybe even with one of my, oh gosh, what's that utility I made? The seismic pinger. And he's set to go. But again, like I said, even with his one little tough one, isn't going to help him that much. But he's got a little something going for him. So let's make him an SRT. So there's that. So I just wanted to go over Cyberlink, and I wanted to go over Outback. That's all I got tonight. Or today. We'll see you next time. So much more coming down. And thanks for watching. Have a great day, but a blessed day. And as always, Autobots, flip out and let's roll.